You know that feeling? It's late in the night. You're trying to sleep, and then, for no reason at all, your brain decides to air its own special episode of Law and Order. And the star of tonight's show? You. Specifically, you from years ago. Suddenly, you're wide awake, watching a 4K director's cut replay of a past mistake. And as the memory plays, a voice in your head chimes in. It's your own personal prosecutor. And here's the secret about that prosecutor. It isn't trying to be cruel. It thinks it's protecting you. It thinks its job is to keep you safe by replaying your past failures on a loop, believing that shame is the only thing that will keep you from getting hurt again. It's a security system that's stuck on high alert, and it's time to give it a new job description. Because when the trial is in session, the shame is a physical thing. It's not a joke at all. And we all have our own ghosts that haunt that courtroom, our own coldest cases. For some of us, is the ghost of a past failure. For others, a wrong decision that changed everything. And some ghosts we didn't create ourselves. They are inherited ghosts. The family scripts we carried, the cultural messages that we are trying to unlearn. Sometimes the ghost is a trauma, an experience you were just part of, now registered deep in your subconscious mind. And for me, the ghost that has had the loudest voice is the one that I call the ghost of potential. And I'll explain this to you. Growing up, I was an intelligent student, the kind of student teachers were proud of. I had a path, but something happened in high school. I got distracted, I lost focus, I lost ambition, and I settled for average. I didn't get into the top college I had always assumed was my destiny. And to this day, I can be having a perfectly good day, and that ghost will walk into the room. The prosecutor will clear their throat and ask the same haunting question: what if? That pain is deeper than just regret. It's the shame, the fear, the guilt, and underneath all of that is something even heavier. It's the grief. You are not just mourning the missed opportunity, you're mourning a version of you who did not make the mistake. The ghost self. It's a strange thing to grieve a person who never existed. It reminds me of this idea from the Marvel movies, the whole concept of variants and multiverse. Think about it. It's a version of you that branched off onto a different timeline because of one different choice. And that's the what if question really is, isn't it? It's you in a different timeline looking across the multiverse at a variant of yourself who seems happier, more successful, more whole, and you are grieving the fact that you can never be them. And that's the thing about this courtroom in our minds. It feels so final and so unforgiving. But it doesn't have to be. What if we could change the entire purpose of this court? What if we could transform it from a court of judgment into a court of context? And I'm just trying to share this as a perspective. I have not been completely successful of doing it, but I am trying. Now, A court of judgment only seeks to find flaws, which is what we normally do when we are looking at our past failures. It builds a case against you. I am trying to repurpose this to look at it from a court of context. A court of context seeks to find the understanding. It does not excuse the mistake, but it illuminates the conditions that made it possible. It looks at your past self not as a criminal, but as a character in a complex story, doing the best they could with the script they had at that time. And that's why context is important. Now, let's step into this new kind of courtroom. Let's conduct our own compassionate cross-examination. And I know as I say this, that's for some of us, the last thing we want to do is step into that courtroom. Some of our cases are never opened. Like we ghost our own hearing to avoid the discomfort, to avoid the ache it carries. But the ache does not go away. It does not scream, but it leaks. It leaks into our nervous system. And when we do not show up for our own selves, that absence holds the loudest space of all. So this practice, it's not about forcing a confrontation. It's a gentle act of showing up for yourself. Bring to mind one of your own ghosts. Just a small, persistent memory that has been haunting you, where you have not forgiven yourself for one of your past mistakes. And before we ask the questions, just scan your body. Where do you feel that memory? Is it your face, your throat, your hands? For me, I feel it in my hands. So just notice it. Now, as a simple act of compassion, place a hand over that part of your body. For me, I'm holding both my hands. Just let it rest there. This isn't about fixing anything. It's just a signal to your nervous system that you are here with yourself in this moment with that memory. And from this place, now, let's ask the 3 questions of context. 1. What did my past self not know that I know now? What did my past self not know that I know now? Question number 2. What was my past self trying to achieve? What was my past self trying to achieve? And the third question, which is the most important question, what unmet need was my past self trying to meet? What unmet need was my past self trying to meet? Now, there are no right or wrong answers, good or bad answers. These are just answers that you need to get for yourself. When you ask these questions, the shame starts to dissolve. The evidence starts to look different, and it's replaced by something else. Empathy. You start to see that person from the past not as a fool, but as a version of you trying their best to get a fundamental human need met. Now, this exercise, if done correctly, is going to be intense. So take your time, be kind to yourself. The goal of this practice is not to get a not guilty verdict. It is to dismiss this case entirely. It is to stand up in the courtroom of your mind and say, the court of judgment is now adjourned permanently. It's about overturning a lifetime of unjust verdicts that you have given yourself and walking out into the library where your life story is being written. You are the author, and you can choose to write the next chapter from a place of compassion and not condemnation. The past does not change, but our relationship to it can. And that is the art of self-forgiveness. That is the heart of still becoming. Until next time, this is Anish, still becoming, right alongside you.